15 SAP has released another version of the on-premise SAP box, which is called S4HANA. S4HANA, I mean, ECC used to work on the other databases. Mainly it was Oracle. SAP doesn't have their own database with ECC. But when they moved on S4HANA, SAP has their own database, which enabled several features also within our SAP system. For example, with currently SAP Rise, I mean, starting from 2015, we had the Fiori enabled, which is a cloud-based application where business users can start their applications or execute their business on their iPads and tabs as well, because it's a cloud-based, web-based application. So they have the URL, they saved it in their favorites on their iPads or handheld devices, wherever it is. Whenever there is a need, they log in directly from there and they look into their system, SAP system, which is called Fiori web-based application. And that was enabled without S4HANA previously with ECC. We used to do lots of developments on the UI5 using the UI5 technology, which is also SAP's, but that was not native or inbuilt application available with ECC. It was just add-on, which we need to do some developments to connect it through our data services. But in S4HANA, it is inbuilt, natively available. And then in 2015, although SAP has launched S4HANA, EWM was not available. But starting from 2016, SAP has embedded EWM, SCM EWM into S4HANA. So now EWM is available on the same box where you work with other logistics applications like procurement, inventory, finance, and sales and distribution part. I'll tell you in detail when we look into the system. Now, in 2018, we have decentralized, embedded and decentralized. Just remember these words. I'll explain you the difference. Starting from 2019, we have another functionality called stockroom management. Stockroom management is just nothing but our LEWM, which I just told you here. Due to some limitations, SAP is about to stop supporting the LEWM on S4HANA. But there were clients who are insisting to continue with LEWM even when they migrate to the S4HANA. For that reason, with restricted features or reduced features, they are still continuing with LEWM, but they renamed it as stockroom management, as there are some architectural changes also in the background. So we don't need to worry about this one much, but just understand the difference. What is the difference between stockroom management, EWM, and LEWM? EWM is altogether a new technology, which is extended version of WM, and which we are going to discuss now. But the difference between stockroom management and LEWM is stockroom management is introduced by SAP as a reduced version of LEWM in order to retain the customers who are interested in WM only with their existing WM, but not interested on spending much or migrating a new technology because of some LSP reasons also. So I was telling you previously, decentralized EWM and embedded EWM. What is the difference? Embedded EWM is nothing but the module, EWM module, which is natively available with your logistics system, where you operate all other operations like sales, procurement, finance. So with those modules, even EWM is available in the same box. You don't need to log into another SAP box to operate your EWM. But when it comes to decentralized EWM, EWM will be available on the different box altogether. It will not be available on your logistics system. logistics or S4HANA system, where you operate other business activities like procurement, sales, and finance. They all will be operated in one box, one S4 box, and EWM will be operated in a different standalone box. And why do we need to have decentralized EWM? For example, currently in your company, let us say there are different business groups. And let us talk about a simple business group, which is well known to all of us, like Tata. In Tata, if you see, they have Tata cars, Tata trucks. In the Tata mechanical industry, they have Tata cars, Tata trucks, and there are some other vehicles also. They all are indeed motor vehicles, which is a single company. But when it comes to the product types or end business type, one entity produces trucks, one entity produces cars. So for those two entities, they are using two different ERP systems. One is old version of, let us say, SAP, which is ECC, and one is S4HANA, or you can say both are ECC. But so due to some legal or business needs, they are using two different landscapes. But when it comes to the warehousing, the warehousing mechanism or warehousing business procedures would remain same between both of them. And they don't want to spend two different licensing cost or two different separate maintenance cost for EWM for those two entities. In that way, they decided to go with one single EWM system. And as a consultant, you are proposing them, let us go with the decentralized EWM system, which is a separate box, which acts as a different landscape, but you can connect this to your both landscape, ECC landscapes or ERP landscapes. In that way, whenever you operate your sales or procurement, good receipt, any kind of activities, goods movement related activities will be integrated into this decentralized EWM. Here you will have the different warehouses for both of your entities. So whenever your delivery comes here or whenever your operation is going to be integrated into EWM, it will identify your warehouse and it gets integrated into your warehouse accordingly in the decentralized EWM. In that way, we can reduce dual maintenance of licensing and dual maintenance of maintenance or like help desk. After implementing any project that goes to help desk on a periodical maintenance purposes with periodical contracts. So if you have two different EWM systems implemented in two different landscapes, then obviously your company needs to pay dual maintenance cost. So as a consultant, you are suggesting them, if as long as your business or warehouse operations structure remains same, or processes remain same, you could still go with EWM on decentralized S4HANA system. And these are the benefits, reducing the dual maintenance and reducing the dual licensing. So this is the difference between decentralized and embedded. And if it is embedded, it will be only on the same S4 box as I told you. So as you have two different business entities, you need to implement embedded EWM on both the entities differently, which is double cost of project development and future maintenance and licensing also in long term. That's the basic difference. And there are scenario specific differences also when you execute the transactions. I'll keep explaining them. For example, on the goods moment, like synchronous goods moment, asynchronous goods moment, which version? Embedded EWM will support the synchronous goods moment. Decentralized EWM will not support the synchronous goods moment. You always need to work with asynchronous. At the same time, decentralized EWM would support the expected goods receipt, whereas embedded EWM will not support the expected goods receipt. And what is expected goods receipt? What is synchronous goods receipt? Don't worry much about that. I don't want to confuse you at this moment, but I'll explain you in detail the differences. But just remember these terms. I'm just trying to explain you the differences between decentralized and embedded EWMs at this moment. Yeah. And this is how the architecture looks like. If you see here, this big box is our S4HANA landscape. And this small box, right side, is ECC landscape. In big box, you have two plants, 0001 and 0002. If you see, plant 0001 is having 8 storage locations, in which storage location 7 is connected with decentralized EWM from S4HANA landscape. Similarly, from ECC landscape, within plant 0003, storage location 1 is also connected to decentralized EWM. This means ECC is connected to decentralized EWM and S4HANA is also connected to same decentralized EWM. And at the same time, within S4HANA, we also have for one storage locations embedded EWM implemented from the plant 0001 and plant 0002 also embedded EWM. So here you can understand when you are working with S4HANA, you are flexible to use both the deployment options. For few plants or few storage locations, you can go with the decentralized EWM, and for few, you can go with embedded EWM. Normally at high level, we don't recommend it, but again, it is different between client to client and company to company. So best practices of one company may not be best practices to other company. Maybe one client would accept when you say, we don't recommend it, but another client will not accept because they might have some strong justification. Based on the needs, when we work with a client, so we need to understand why we need to implement it. If there are best solutions we can give them, still to go with only single deployment option, we will give. If we realize we cannot convince client because they have a strong justification, then we need to go like this. For few plants or few storage locations, still implement embedded EWM, or for few implement decentralized EWM. That happens. That happened with me also, even with my current client. So this is how the technical architecture with different deployment options of embedded EWM would work. And also at the same time, for few storage locations, if you see here, still we are working with WM, LEWM, which is stockroom management, I told you. Although I highlighted here stockroom management for one storage location and WM for one storage location, don't worry about that. This option, which is our classical or traditional LEWM, will be removed soon. I mean, SAP is not giving any development or additional features at the moment, and they will stop supporting this version very soon. They will only stop supporting this component. Sorry, they will only continue supporting this component, stockroom management. But even that will be stopped soon, but not very soon, but soon, I would say. Anyhow, just as a consultant, you need to know all these details, but don't worry about the technical stuff on all these details, WM and stockroom management. Our focus mainly is on EWM at this moment in this session. And about the licensing, as I told you, EWM requires additional license. Although it is embedded into the S4HANA system as an on-premise, a native component, still it is not by default giving you all the flexibilities to implement whatever you want within the EWM module. With the basic S4HANA version, you will only have this basic warehouse management, which is explained here with the bullet points inside this green circle, are the features which are coming with basic EWM version licensing. But all the outside box, these are only coming. I mean, if you need any of these to be implemented for your client, they need to go with the additional licensing, advanced EWM licensing. So what are coming with basic warehouse? We will discuss in our session. We will discuss about all these. Inventory management with handling unit, inbound processes with deconsolidation. Of course, it is not only deconsolidation. There are several. When we start discussing about LOSC and POSC, there are several steps we see when you receive the goods to move the stock into the final bin. What are all the interim steps you need to perform, interim activities you need to perform? All those we discuss. Then basic outbound processes, basic internal warehouse movements, physical inventory, reporting, resource management, and forklift guidance system, which is mainly used for the radio frequency, RFUI. Then integration into production and quality management. This is also with basic, not full-blown PP integration and QM integration is available. Then IDOC integration to third-party MFS systems. It is only IDOC integration, but we cannot really make use of full-blown MFS with basic licensing. We able to still send the IDOCs, but we cannot implement full-blown MFS in our EWM with basic licensing. Then with advanced, we have these features. Integrated material flow system. As I told you here with MFS, we can only send the IDOCs to external system and be able to receive the IDOCs. But to implement the MFS setup inside EWM itself, you need advanced licensing. Then inventory optimization through slotting and rearrangement. Then transportation units and vehicles, which is related to shipping. In LEWM, you work with shipping and logistics execution. Whereas in EWM, it is replaced with transportation units. Of course, if you still work with ECC, you still work with shipping. But if you're working with S4HANA, you have a new module introduced as transportation module management. Of course, it is not new module, it was old. But with S4HANA, it is available inside on S4HANA box, which we recommend to any new client who are going with the greenfield implementations on S4HANA system. Then contamination planning, cross-docking, planned and unplanned. Cross-docking is nothing but instead of moving the stock into final bin, you directly connect inbound delivery to the outbound delivery. Let us discuss how that works. Then optimized outbound processes via wave management, transportation units, and vehicles. Wave management is nothing but based on the routes you club or you group the deliveries. This was also part of our previous LEWM, but that was a kind of complicated with less features, but too complicated. When it comes to EWM, it is more flexible. Let us discuss on that. Then yard management and slot management, dock appointment scheduler. Basically, it is yard logistics. I mean, yard management, which is mainly used for the trucking in the parking. Warehouse zones for advanced interleaving. Labor management and warehouse billing. Management of work in process material. Distribution equipment. Just-in-time production supply. Value-added services with KTO and KTS processes. So we discuss about all these in our sessions, but just I'm explaining you here the difference between advanced EWM licensing and basic EWM licensing. So this is how warehouse structure looks like. And this is the handheld device, which is used for RF scanning. And we have some automation like material flow systems I told you previously, which only comes with advanced EWM licensing. This looks like, which is connected to the doors. And the boxes will be flowing like this on the conveyor belts. And to handle this and to have the relevant documents posted in EWM, we have the MFS in EWM. And let's discuss on that topic in further sessions. And these are the warehouse roboting tools, which are also handled through MFS features inside EWM. And we also have some AI features, but they are not by default available on S4HANA. Those are only available when you migrate your S4HANA landscape to SAP with RISE. SAP with RISE, there are additional artificial intelligence features available, which are a kind of simplifying the user work. When they have any question, normally in the current world of IT, users may raise some assistance tickets or training tickets to the maintenance IT teams. Whereas with AI, those assistance tickets will get reduced because users will be able to find the information through AI on their SAP screens itself. So that's it about the EWM overview. If you have any questions, let's discuss. Otherwise, let's move into the system explanations. Any questions, or are we good?
Yeah,
Yes,
you have shown us the uh, basic and advanced topics, right? Are we going to discuss every topic, whatever you have shown in the advanced?
yeah, we discuss everything. So
Okay.
let me open our TOC also. I guess Jahir would have already shared this with all of you. I'm sorry. I have to stop screen sharing to share the TOC. Allow me just to stop. Oh, it's okay. I don't need to stop. You able to see my PDF of TOC?
Yes.
Okay. So as I told you, we are going to work on the S4HANA 2023 version, which is embedded EWM. So this is the table of contents. Although we work with S4HANA embedded EWM, I'll still on every topic when it comes, I'll still explain you the differences between decentralized EWM and embedded EWM. So this is the basic setup. Until here, any trainer should train you. Anyone cannot avoid that because this is connecting the EWM with your ERP system. Even in embedded EWM, you still need to connect your EWM system with your logistics system. Although it is natively available on your logistics system, still S4HANA kept it as a separate box. Only master data, whatever you create inside your EWM system using like material master using the transaction MM01, that is available. You don't need to transfer it to EWM. Customer master available. You don't need to transfer it to EWM. Classification, batch masters, dangerous goods master. So all the master data would be available by default for all the modules, EWM, MM, SD. But when it comes to the transactional data, you still need to transfer it. You still need to distribute this. So at this moment, as we still didn't start the detailed explanation on the SAP, I'll use the term as transfer. But when it comes to the EWM terminology, we always use distribution. So we transfer the deliveries, sales delivery and purchasing delivery. Both we need to transfer from your S4HANA MM and SD to EWM system using RFC, and how the QRFCs will look like. I'll show you that. Let us discuss it. Then we have the warehouse process type, which acts same as your moment type in the S4HANA in MM module. To post the goods receipt, you use moment type 101, and to post the goods issue, you will have the moment type 601 determined in standard system. Similarly, you have the goods receipt. As I told you, asynchronous goods receipt, synchronous goods receipt, and expected goods receipt. Let us discuss the differences of all these. Stock type and availability group setup. Stock type, let us go in detail when that comes, but at high level, stock type is nothing but in the inventory outside EWM. If you know basics about the SAP, you have the stock managed in different types, like unrestricted, which is fully available for end use, and quality inspection, which is under quality control checks. You cannot use, you just received it either from production or from external vendor, and it is being inspected by your quality control team. Unless and until they give you go, you cannot use that. So unless they give you go, stocks still remain in the quality inspection status. And another status is blocked. It's a kind of damaged or to be scrapped, but it cannot be used in your plant for any reasons or any purposes. So these are the basic stock types inside inventory, inside your S4 system, regular S4 or ECC system, to differentiate the uses of the stocks. That usage differentiation is called as stock type in SAP world. And availability group setup and how this is connecting or this is driving the stock types. Let us discuss all that. And the same, two stores, one warehouse. When you have, I mean, in the previous slide, I have shown you one store allocation is using embedded EWM, one store allocation is using decentralized EWM. Ultimately, both the store allocations are using EWM. So when both the store allocations, let us say if two store allocations are connected to same warehouse, either embedded or decentralized, how we need to transfer the stock between those two stores and what kind of postings you will see inside EWM system and inside inventory system for such transfers. Similarly, one store, one warehouse, and initial goods movement. Here I am just keeping this as a different discussion topic because see here, no ROD, no AFS. Let's discuss what is that. What is ROD AFS and what is no ROD AFS? Initial goods movement from ERP means stock transfers. I mean, initial stock uploads we have. Let us discuss on them. Stock transfers between EWM and non-EWM. Then ad hoc goods issue, ERP stock check report to compare the stocks between your ERP system and the EWM system. Default stock type during goods receipt. Then EWM stock upload. This is a cutover activity, but let's discuss in detail because at the end of this session, you also need to know what is the data migration, how you need to, as a consultant or architect or analyst, how you need to handle the data migration or system conversion in EWM projects. So let's discuss about all those data migration objects. What are master data cutover activities and transactional data cutover activities and both the ends. Inventory plus EWM. Then product master. Product master is nothing but the material master if you already know basics about the SAP. Outside EWM, we call it as material master, and inside EWM, we call it as product master. It's only term. Ultimately, it is material. Then how to get the product master created in EWM automatically. Then how to track the change documents of product master when there are changes. Normally inside ECC on material master, change tracking management is by default available. It is not the case with EWM. If you need changes to be tracked, you need to configure something in the system. It is available, but not a default feature. You still need to configure the system. Not a development, it's just a simple configuration. Then special stock moments like vendor management, subcontracting, then handling unit management, packing specification, then outbound delivery integration with all the needed information from ECC like partner functions. Then how to set up the delivery document types in both the systems, ECC or S4HANA and EWM. Then stock removal strategies, goods issue reversal. After the goods are issued to the customer, if there is any valid reason to reverse it, Then we will see that how to reverse it. Then activity areas in EWM. Let us see what are activity areas. These are basically virtual storage types and how they are used and how they help us in the warehouse for picking and putaways. Then process oriented storage control for inbound deliveries, outbound deliveries. So yeah, transportation unit I have highlighted here because inbound delivery, outbound delivery, you can work with transportation unit and without transportation unit. I would like to explain you basically both the ways. Process oriented storage control is like executing a scenario inbound or outbound with a sequential strategic actions. So normally whenever stock comes into your plant on the inbound delivery before goods receipt in the current S4HANA world or ECC world without EWM, you directly post the goods receipt using the transaction MyGo for PO. It's a single and simple step. But with EWM, you have flexibility of track all these steps until you fully receive the stock into your plant, like unloading or staging the truck to the door or getting the truck into your plant from the security. All these actions can be tracked in a sequential manner. So we discuss about that in the process oriented storage control. Layout oriented storage control is also similar, but it mainly deals with the warehouse structure, warehouse layout. Let us see how that works and how that helps us to define our structure or warehouse layout. Then stock transfers. Stock transfers between two plants or between two storage locations, which is obviously covered above here also. But let us discuss in detail. Then deconsolidation in EWM, which is also part of POSC. But what is deconsolidation? It is unpacking after you receive the boxes material from your vendor. You need to unpack it to repack into your company specifications with some promotional or value added services. Then PPS, post processing framework. It is simply like your output technique inside your ECC system or S4HANA system outside EWM. To handle that, we have a new technology, a new feature in EWM, which is called post-processing framework, which works similarly as your output technique inside your UCC or S4 world. Then serial numbers, then wave management, warehouse order creation rules, containation planning, exception handling, RF framework, how to apply it and how to configure it fully in the system. Let us see. Then physical inventory, replenishment, batch management, kitting for ordering and kitting for inventory. I mean, kit to order and kit to stock. Then integration with other modules like EWMPP integration with advanced production integration and with hybrid or delivery based. Then EWM and QM integration with QM engine, slotting and rearrangement in EWM, opportunistic cross-stocking, yard management, labor management, then MFS. And at the end, let us also discuss about the data migration topics, which I already stated above. This is the TOC. So any questions on the TOC or EWM overview? You are okay, continue with this. If yes, no questions so far.
Shivan, you can continue, and at the end we can check. Okay, you can just continue that
Okay, yeah, that's
sessions.
fine. That's fine.
And what you're going to cover the latest functionality in 2023 and all these things, can you share with them and also present and share the this course fees and all. Check the interest and their timing as well.
Sorry, just give me a second, please. This is our S4HANA system. And I think most of us would have looked at this system. Just let me know if anyone didn't log into SAP yet. Maybe I'll start some basics just for your reason. If you already know about SAP, then I don't need to go back to the basics. Let us start implementing our topics here.
They are freshers. Okay.
Okay.
Rahul and this Shivam are freshers. They don't know about SAP.
Okay, yeah,
So
that's
go
fine.
full
That's
stack.
fine. No worries, no worries. It should not take much time.
Yeah,
So when you get,
oh, sorry for the interruption, but yeah, it is good as Sarvaj said to start from the beginning. We are the freshers, so
no worries, Rahul. Thanks for letting me know. Because normally there are experts also. But yeah, this is the GUI, graphical user
I
interface
can't
of
see
SAP.
your screen.
You don't see it yet? Okay. Let me know when you see it.
Yes, sir. You can proceed.
So this is the icon on your desktop will be available when you get the access to your SAP system, which is SAP Logon. We call it as GUI, SAP GUI. GUI full form is graphical user interface. And here you have your system, SAP system available. S4HANA 2023. Just open this with a double click. And whatever the credentials you get to log into SAP, give your user. For me, it is Satya. And I need to give my password. So this is how initial screen of SAP looks like. And this area is nothing but the where you input your transaction to perform any activity inside your SAP. For now, let us discuss about our configuration, how to set up the basic things in the system to start with EWM setup. So for that reason, let us just brief on a notepad before we start working with configuring our EWM system. First thing is that although you work with EWM system, you must have the finance related organization structure and related organization structure and the sales and distribution related organization structure available as a prerequisite in the system. Only then you start working with EWM. So let us also configure all these things. First thing is that we need to set up all organization structure. Second thing is we have to set up SD organization structure. But the people who are already with this background, who already have the knowledge on and SD, please bear with me, because as we have multiple people in the team, I still need to do this, which must be useful for them when they practice their EWM. So it is not a waste of time, but it is a prerequisite to start with, and it should not take much time. Then later we have to create warehouse of LEWM in S4HANA system, not in EWM. Then later, once that is available, we have to assign warehouse of LEWM plant and storage location. Then fifth step, this is where set up EWM system, EWM org structure. This is where we start with actual EWM part. Even this is all EWM part. From the step 3, this is EWM part only. But these actions are performed inside your S4HANA system to create the basic LE warehouse, which is also part of EWM, because this LE warehouse is a connecting factor between your ECC or S4HANA logistics system with embedded system. Then inside this step 5, you'll have several things to configure. Let us discuss all them. First one is create EWM warehouse. Second one is configure SAP EWM specific parameters. This is inside again your S4HANA system, outside EWM. Let us see that. SAP EWM specific parameters. So let's discuss until here quickly. And this is the transaction for all system configurations we use in S4HANA. Previously on ECC, we had SPRO. Of course, we still have SPRO even with S4HANA system. But what is the difference between SPRO and SIMG? SPRO takes you to the initial project screen where you select your projects to which your current configuration should be related. Mostly in most of the clients, I didn't see they use this, but there are few clients I still see. There are several projects going on parallelly, and if they want to track their project specific changes or configurations they do in the system, we still have the transportation request mechanism, but to avoid conflicts even with the transport request mechanism, when we mainly integrate with the solution managers or route track tools, we still work with projects with route track tool, which is a complete external system, but they are giving some add-ons to the SAP. It's a complete external client or external company, but they are working together with SAP and also other ERPs also for the change management and transportation. So when you work with route tracks, you need to work with projects. You have to create specific project related to your current project, and you need to select that and get inside to do the configurations. Then whatever the config you do inside, that will be directly linked to the project. It's just a basic thing. You don't need to worry. But when you work with SIMG, it directly takes you without any project specification. Input SIMG and it directly takes you this screen of configuration or IMG guide. But when you work with SPRO, it is not the case. You have to come here, choose your project, then click on the SAP reference IMG. Then you come here to the IMG screen. So let me quickly configure the basic setup, enterprise structure, definition. For training reasons, let me change my theme so that I can clearly highlight the config nodes, which I am just executing, and you would be able to follow easily. I'll go with the SAP signature theme, which would be easy for you to follow my explanations. With this cloud theme, you cannot really follow which option I'm currently clicking on the SAP screen. So I don't want you to keep in that confusion. Now you see the theme is completely changed right from the launchpad. And I'll go to the IMG, SIMG. Then enterprise structure, definition, financial accounting. So this is the path I came with. Definition, financial accounting, and define company. Inside define company, you need to create your company first, which is, okay, sorry, I didn't keep finance org structure. So here you need to create, this is the very first step in any company when it comes to the ground level SAP implementation teams. The very basic activity that is performed in the system when you work with the new system or completely new scratch project, your finance team will first create a company. So let us work with one simple company. Let us take maybe Tata for easy understanding on the business scenarios going forward on the EWM. Tata Motors. But when you practice, you can choose any company. That's up to you. Just for my easy explanation, I'm just taking one company which is well known to everyone globally. Or maybe let's take Herman as, let us work with the currency, US currency. Then in that case, it would be better to take one US company. So currency, I'm taking USD. So after you input all those details, I mean, let me just quickly close it. After you input all these details for your company, you need to click save. Then you will be prompted with this, which is a transport request, which is used to move your changes to further systems in the landscape. I mean, currently you are doing it on your development system, development box. Once your development is done, after some basic unit testing, you need to move it to your quality or integration systems to perform further IT testing and business testing. Once that is done, then you need to move it to your production system where actual business operations are taken. So here you just need to create your own. There is nothing at the moment. Input some description for your easy understanding and identification. I'm keeping it as Herman company setup. Click save. So you have the company created. Now the next action is create your company code. Here you have another node, edit, copy, delete, check your company code. This is the path I'm getting in here. I'll go to this option, copy, delete, check company code. After coming here, click on this copy as. Remember, when you set up any basic structure, whether it is finance, SD, I recommend in few cases with EWM also, but let us see how EWM works, how we set up the EWM. But here outside EWM, any basic arg structure you define, you need to go with copy as. Why you need to go with copy as means there is several dependent configuration or other setup also, which is already well defined with the standard company codes. For example, I click on here and from company code is nothing but from which company code you want to create your new company code. Here, if you see, there are company codes like 0001 SAP SC, 1000 Supercar company. So all these standard companies are given by SAP with predefined setup in the system. So whatever is predefined configuration available with these standard companies, when you create your company by copying from these, you will get all that predefined data by default copied into your company code. So for example, here for practice reason, even in the real world also you do the same, but I'm just talking from the practice point of view. When you practice something, you are not a finance expert on SAP. Then if you create, instead of copying it from one existing company code, if you create on your own, then you don't know what are the other dependent configurations to be done around this company code. Then you will be ending up with errors and you will not be proceeding further at all on your practice. So to avoid all those, always copy it from the standard company codes. So let us take one like 1000 or maybe 1710, which is the USD currency, because we are creating one US company code with the currency USD. So let us take one company code which is existing with currency USD already. Palo Alto, which is a communications company of US. So let's take this. Then two company code. Our company code is Herman, we have chosen. So let us create maybe HR01 or HAR1. Keep the codification for your easy understanding, because this is IDAS box and ultimately there are several people who are practicing and creating their own arc structures. So if you are keeping with different naming, which is not up to your understanding or simple remembering, then you might be confused when you log into system after some long days gap. So I said, okay there. And here it is asking only copy the jail accounts if you want to allocate the same chart of accounts to the target company code as to the source company code. In real world, they might do this or they might skip it also because they want to create their own set of GL accounts. So in that case, they don't want all the GL accounts to be copied from the reference company code. They might skip it. But in our company code, as we don't work on all that finance setup in the system, we simply say yes. We want to copy GL account company code data. I say yes. Then controlling area 8000 is assigned to the company code 1710. Do you want to copy the assignment to the controlling area? I say yes. The reference company code has the local currency USD. And it is asking, do you want to allocate a different local currency? No, because even my company code is also USD. Sorry, I said yes. But still, okay, I'll still give the company code. Normally there you can say no. As I said, yes, it came to this pop-up asking what is the different currency. I'm giving the same. Let us see what it says. Certain data was not copied, but that's okay. Skip it. And it is asking, do you want to transport the number ranges? At the moment, let us say yes, but in real world, it is no. And why no? Let us discuss when it comes to the number range determination and number range creation within EWM also. And it is everywhere. Number ranges are everywhere with SD, finance, and your EWM also. Everywhere you have the number ranges, as you need to have one number to be created in the system for each and every object like PO, sales order, purchase order, production order, inventory goods moments like goods receipt, goods issue, internal transfers. Similarly, inside EWM, inbound delivery, outbound delivery, posting changes, warehouse task, warehouse order. Every single document needs a number range to be picked from the predefined numbering or at least external numbering. Let us discuss all them. So at the moment, I'm saying yes, so that all the numbers which are existing in the previous or standard company will be copied to our company also. And when I click yes, you can see below tables copied. So all the table data, let us discuss in detail. What are all those tables? What is table? When we discuss about our EWM, for each document, when you have inbound delivery, its header data is stored in one table, item data is stored in one table, serial numbers are stored in one table. Batch has also some dependent tables. Handling units have some dependent tables. Every single object is stored in a table on the database in SAP. So it is done. Then click yes. Same. Do you want to transport the intervals? Means number range intervals. Say yes here. Hit enter. Hit enter. Hit enter. It would ask several times. That's okay. Skip it. Enter your greater than. Enter here greater than 1000 sub object. Keep it then. Maybe for to create the goods moments, we need to create the number range intervals year specific, fiscal year specific. It seems there is some issue. Let us skip that. That's okay. Don't worry about this. If there are any number ranges missing when we work with, we can still configure them. We can still set up them. But as this is a finance related topic, let us don't spend time on it at this moment. If you get this also during your practice, skip it. If you have any doubt, we can still discuss there. Try with a copy again. Let us say no, no. It says company code 1710 copy to HR1 without one number range object. There was some issue with one number range object, though, so that was skipped. That is still okay. So your company code is ready. Here, this is the selected or reference company code you have selected on the first tab, and on the next tab, completed activities. This is selection you have done. And then this is the activity you completed. Company code 1710 copied to HAR1. Then you just copied it from the option 1, and in the next option, edit company code, you come here and click on position, input your company code, HAR1. Select this, click on detail button. You see here, for your company code, it has a different name because you just copied it from the different company code 1710, which is why it came all like this. So edit this with your own data. Harman Technologies. Then city, maybe let us take Dallas. Country US, currency USD, language yen. They will remain as is. Change it, save it. Saving is very important after any change done in the system. Hit enter. Go back. So now we have the company created, company code created. Create company, then create company code. These are done from the finance end. Then we have another setup which is called under logistics general. The next setup, I mean, we already have it here. org structure. In org structure, the very first thing you need to configure in the system is create plant. Create storage location. Then create purchase organization. Let us don't spend much time on them. What is plant, what is storage location, what is purchase organization at this moment. But when we discuss or when we execute the scenarios, you will understand them. Normally, in the other trainings like they need to spend time explaining all these org levels, plant, storage location, purchase organization. But as main focus here is EWM, I'll still show you how to create them, but let us don't spend much time at this moment. But you would definitely understand when we execute the scenarios. So here, under this node, even plant you can do copy, but not required. Let us create it on our own. Or you can also do the copy. So let me go like this. This is the path to create the plant. Enterprise structure, definition, logistics general, copy, delete, check plant. Execute this. Then I'll come here, copy, delete, check plant. So when you need to copy the plant, let us copy the plant from the same company code. We have copied company code Harman1 from 1710. So let's also copy the plant also, which is assigned to that company code only. In that way, all the plant specific parameters will be coming by default. Even if you create plant manual also, you can still do that. But that is all So let us don't spend much time on it. So you copy it from the existing plant of 1710. I mean, whatever the reference company code you selected, take the plant from that company code. And to plant, to HR01. Let me give some HR1 only. We need to have different plans to work with the stock transfers also when we discuss inside EWM. But let's discuss or let's create additional plans when we come to that scenario. In that way, you will have opportunity to look at the plant creation several times and to practice the plant creation several times so that you'll get some command over the config also. I hit enter. Here also it asks, do you really want to transport number ranges? Let me say yes, and let us see what it says. And there are certain tables being copied from reference plant to our plant. You can observe that here. Hit enter. It's asking us several times. Let me say no. So again, selected plant 1710 and the completed activities plant 1710 copied to Harman 1. Let's go back. Plant is copied. Same like company code. You have the plant copied with reference data. Now you need to edit your plant address and other stuff. Come here. So let us say in the plant one, like Harman vehicle communications. So after inputting your name, county code is nothing but it is specific to the US. You can select anything you know. If you don't know, it's not a mandatory thing. You can leave it blank. City code also you can select if you know. Factory calendar, as our plant is related to US, obviously factory calendar is US. Here you can see what are all the things that are related to the plant in the documentation at header. Not only for plant, for everything you have this button for every single config object. If you would like to read more or know more, just click on this button. Read it when you have time. But let us don't spend time on it. Now we have created the plant. Sorry, I don't know how the name is changed. We have created the plant and we need to maintain address to this plant. When the plant is created, obviously it is physically located somewhere. Geographically, it is a physical location. And what is that physical location? That is only explained in the address area. Click on the address button, maintain your address here. Even in the address screen, also change the name. Harman Vehicle Communications. Then let's don't change anything. Let's keep it like that. Maybe city, let me change as Dallas. Okay, it's coming as California. No matter, let's keep it like that. Nothing to worry. So update your address details. Make sure you updated the language also. Hit enter once everything is done. Then save it. After all, come back. You have the plant. And what is next? Define storage location, which is the low level arg element actually in the arg structure. High level is purchase organization. Of course, I'm creating it at last, but this should be the high level. Then plant, then storage location. So for that, come here, materials management. It is not the case. Definition, enterprise structure, definition, and materials management, and maintain storage location. This is the node. Click it. Input your plant. If you see, if you take this F4 button, this is called F4. You can click F4 on your keyboard, or you can click directly on this help button, F4 help button. So here is your plant. Select it, hit enter. There are set of storage locations already copied from the reference plant. So this is what I told you. When you create your plant with reference to the existing plant using the copy option, all the data which is existing already there will be copied. So here, come here. If you think these are all can be here and you can use these as is without changing inside your plant, keep them. But for me, it doesn't make any sense to use these. Let's, for our EWM practice, let's delete all this, select all. This is select all button. If you click on this, all the data will be selected. If you don't want to select all, just come here and select specific entry. But in my case, I need to delete all, select all, delete all entries, hit enter. After deleting, save it. So it is completely removed from the database with save action. Now click on new entries. So store allocation, let us take ROD with simple name. ROD is nothing but receipt on dock. And what is receipt on dock? Let's discuss. When we fully set up our EWM, you'll understand receipt on dock and AFS. Receipt on dock is nothing but you just received the stock, but it is not fully available for end use, not for sales, not for any internal consumption. Only once the stock moves into AFS, then it will become available for end use, available for sale. For sale. Click save. And even for the storage location, if you like to maintain different address, normally when you have the plant, you have all your storage locations inside the plant, which is a same geographical location. But there are cases where companies will maintain different locations. I mean, storage locations. For example, you have a plant in one area like Dallas. That is one geographical location. Within Dallas, your plant is at one location. And inside your plant, you have one storage location already. But there is a central warehouse also for that plant, which is a different area within Dallas. City is still Dallas, but the inside Dallas, geographically, the location is different. Obviously, you need to have different address there. So that is very crucial, maintaining different address when you have different geographical locations, although storage locations are related to one same plant. So in our case, let us treat it as same location. So if you want to maintain different address, select this. Under storage locations, you have another node, which is called addresses of storage locations. Click on it. Here you need to click on new entries. Enter one number like 01, hit enter. Then it pops you up with this window where you need to maintain address. Click enter and save. But in our case, let's treat it as same location, not a different location. So I'm not creating different address for storage location. If you'd like, you can create, but don't worry. When you get into the real implementation projects, any projects, this activity is taken care by team. It is not your responsibility to do all this. Before you start implementing your EWM or you start creating your EWM setup in S4HANA or embedded EWM or decentralized EWM, structure, SD structure, finance structure should be available in the system. Only then you start your EWM. If it is not available, you need to wait until they complete their activities with basic testing. So I have two storage locations for my EWM users. Let's also create one more storage location with INV name, which is inventory managed, not EWM managed storage location. Inventory. Because we have the concept to cover for stock transfers from non-EWM store to EWM relevant store also, right? In that case, you need to have the inventory storage location also. For that reason, I'm creating it, but we don't use this store allocation until we move on the topic stock transfers. So I have 3 store allocations created. Then maintain purchase organization. After store allocation, I told you arc structure is the maintain purchase organization. Let's also create this as HR1 only. I have created purchase organization, and then logistics execution. I need to create shipping point, copy, delete, and check shipping point. Let's come to warehouse number. We need to create warehouse number, but after having this MM and SD architecture fully done and with a basic testing, let us create simple purchase order and simple goods receipt, and let us make sure all the goods movements are working fine inside inventory, and simple goods sales order, outbound delivery, and post goods issue. One simple scenario from sales end and one simple scenario from purchase end. If that all works fine, we can make sure system is all fine to start our EWM setup. So let us come to this define warehouse number later. But for now, let's continue with this define shipping point or copy, delete, check shipping point. I'll go with define shipping point. I mean, copy, delete, and check shipping point. I'll copy it from standard. From shipping point, take one standard one, 1710. And I'll create 2 shipping points, HR1 and HR2. Shipping point copied. We have the HR1 ready, and I'll also create one more. This time I'll copy it from HR1 because my HR1 is available already. I'll create HR2 with reference to HR1. Now I'll come back here, define shipping point. In the same way, we need to edit this data. Come here, edit the name. Save it. Same as planned, and update the address also. Come here, check your address. Search term you can give. This is for reporting. When you execute any reporting, you would easily understand or identify your ARG elements with search term. Maybe give your company name, Herman. I'll give mine. This all transportation zone time zones we are using California related, but it's okay. I'm still giving name as Dallas because in company and company code I have given as Dallas, so I'm keeping it like that. But it really doesn't matter. You can give your own when you create yours. Save it. Do the same for the next shipping point. Select it, click details, change the name. Hardware devices. Click on address button, update your address. Save it. Don't worry about all other stuff within the shipping point. This is indeed taken care by LE or SD folks. If there is a LE guy, he takes care of it. Otherwise, it is taken care by SD always. Don't spend your brain much on this stuff at the moment because you still have more to spend on EWM when we start it. We are still at the basic arc setup before starting EWM. Maintain loading point. You have HR1, give it, get inside. Or maybe let us make use of standard ones when it comes with material master and shipping. So let's don't spend time on it.
Yeah,
Then
it's look like it's a practice that we should do as much as we can. Then we can easily understand all the process that you have been explaining, right?
that's true. That's true.
So we are
No,
just
but this is very
setuping the
easy.
company, right? The company
Yeah,
details. We are just set up the company detail before starting the EWM.
correct, correct. We created it and we need to assign it. Under the definition node, you just created it. Under the assignment node, you will just assign it. Come here, logistics general, assign plant to company code. And before coming this, under finance also, you need to assign your company code to company. Here, if you look at, you created company and company code. You just created, but you still need to assign that. But that assignment, you do it here. Assign company code to company. This is the path. Click on it. Search for your company code, HAR1. Here, click on F4. This is the company button. Oh, sorry, F4 is not working because you don't have any assignments at the moment. So your company is Harman, basically our company. Type it there, hit enter and save. So you assigned your company to your company code. Then go back. Company code to credit control area, all this stuff, you don't need to worry. That is taken care by finance. Then controlling. Assign company code to controlling area. This is the path. Assign company code to controlling area. Then controlling area, it was 1710, which was proposed to us. US01. Let me check it. No. When you practice, you remember all these things. Or you just create under my company code only if you feel all this takes time and you don't need to spend time on it. Whatever I'm keeping created, arc structure and SD structure, you can start creating your EWM from that itself. Maybe you just need to create additional plans, but you don't need to really create company and company code if you feel that is difficult. But if you follow this, whatever I'm explaining now, it won't be too critical, but it's up to you. One minute. Let me just look at where it is stored. It would be very difficult if I need to check all this. So I'll check in the table. We have a transaction SA69. Come here and assignment table. Obviously for company code, the table is T001. I'll go here. I'll give my company code. This is the database table. As I told you, whatever you create inside SAP, everything is stored in a table. And this is the transaction SC16N to look at the table data of each object. To look at my company code, I come here, I input the value as my company code value, Harman1. Here, what I need to check is, I have to check what is the controlling area assigned here. So credit control area is 1000. Variant, escalation variant is 1710. Since controlling area is not assigned at the moment, don't worry much on it. So let us leave it. I'll separately configure it later. Let us check inside this. So let's don't spend time on it. I'll check it separately later. Controlling. Then we done with financial accounting assignment. Then we need to do the same assignment for MM. We created the plant here, right? We created the plant. Assign that plant to company code. New entries. Company code is Harman1. Plant is also Harman1. I made the assignment. Okay, it says plant is already assigned to a different company code because we copied it, right? Before making assignment, delete. See, for 1710 company code, your plant HR1 is already assigned. Delete it. Yes. Yes. Delete that pre-existing assignment and click new entries. Make your assignment, your company code and your plant. Hit enter. Save it. Saved. Similarly, second plant to the same company code, HR2. Hit enter. Plant HR2 doesn't exist. Okay, seems we created only one plant, but two shipping points, I guess. So we have a plant assigned to company code, then close it. Materials management. We have the purchase organization created. Even the purchase organization needs to be assigned to company code. Assign purchase organization to company code. This is your purchase organization HR1. Assign your company code to this. Save it.
So how we know that which features is goes to the material management or finance or production planning or EWM? How is a new
EWM
yes.
is completely stock management.
Okay.
In MM, let me show you. In MM, you have purchasing. MM is indeed called as procure to pay. Purchasing, then inventory, and then incoming invoice. Or let me keep it as vendor invoice for simple understanding.
Mm.
This is the flow. And in SD, you have sales. SD is called as O2C, order to cash. Sales order, delivery with PGI. Let's keep it as delivery and customer invoicing. I'll add as customer invoicing, which deals also with cash flows. So this is MM flow. And when it comes to the EWM, it starts from delivery. Here, without EWM, you will directly post the good receipt. You will understand that better when we execute the flow. But just remember this for your understanding. It starts from delivery. Then it goes to EWM. Delivery in S4HANA. Then it goes to EWM. Here we will have all EWM steps. There are different steps for good receipts and different steps for goods issues as well. So let us understand that EWM is only linked with these two steps, here inventory and here delivery. This vendor invoicing is not ours. This is MM. This customer invoicing is SD. This purchasing part like purchase order is MM. So I'm minimizing it. Let's go back. Then we assigned purchase organization to company code. Again, this is the path. Then come back. Then assign purchase organization to plant as well. This is the path. So here, as we copied our plant from the standard one, whatever the standard assignment was there with the standard purchase organization 1710 is by default available. So let's select it, delete that unnecessary or unwanted assignment, save it, hit enter. Then click new entries. You can see our plant is not assigned to any other purchase organizations here. So you are free to assign it to your own purchase organization. Now click new entries. Herman 1, your purchase organization, and your plant is also Herman 1. If you create different one, assign it accordingly. But whatever you create, note it down. Then that would be easy for you during assignment. Click save. Then you don't need to worry about all those standard and reference purchase organizations. Close it. Then next one is logistics execution. Because here you need to assign shipping point to your plant. You created shipping point also. So that shipping point needs to be assigned to plant. Shipping point creation is part of SD. So you created shipping point also. This shipping point also needs to be assigned to plant. Assign shipping point to plant. This is the path. Click here. Now here, click find button. Find your shipping point. Mine is HAR1. I'm finding it in this way. Here see, HAR1. So HR1, if you see, it is assigned to the plant 1710 at the moment, which I don't want. Select it, delete it. Sorry. It's still assigned to a picking location. Okay. I'm getting into a different IMG now. Don't worry about that. Let us discuss about that later. Here, there's nothing. Okay. My plant has different assignments here. I have to delete all that. Don't worry about this step. Let us come to this step later. And also it says it is assigned to a picking location. Let me also delete that picking location. Wow. Now we should be able to work on the other node. Assign shipping point to plant. Hit enter. Select it. Delete it. It is still assigned to a different one. Now it is not assigned. Maybe I need to check other SD configs, but at this moment, don't worry. Let me tell you in this way. HR1, our main focus is HR1 and our shipping points, HR1 and HR2 to be assigned to our plant HR1. And this assignment is there. So you need to make sure this assignment is existing. Your shipping point to be assigned to HR1, but this unwanted assignments, I will delete it later. Spending time here will consume most of our time in the class. I'll do it offline. Here, just for fair discussion, what I'm doing is I have deleted unnecessary assignment under our plant. Leave about this, which is a different plant. Let us only focus on our plant. For our plant, we need to have only our shipping points, and this assignment is available now. I deleted the unwanted shipping point assignment to our plant. So our plant and shipping point relationship is fair. Now we have the assignment with our plant and shipping point also. So we have the basic assignment from MMN is done. So now what I'll do is I'll create one material master and one BP master for vendor. And let us execute one basic flow, just a basic flow of MM, so that you will understand how the inbound flow works and what you need to do with EWM also. I come here, transaction code to create the material master. Now let us test basic inbound flow inside S4HANA. Inside S4, let me say. First thing is that create material master. Next thing, create vendor. To create material master, transaction code is MM01. To create vendor master, it is business partner. So transaction code is BP. In ECC, there were other transactions to create vendor master and customer master, but don't worry about that. As you are learning on S4HANA and you are going to work on S4HANA, let's focus only on S4HANA. To create vendor and customer, it is a common transaction, which is PP, MM01 and PP. Let us choose industry type as mechanical engineering. As my company, we have chosen is Harman, which is basically engineering company. Now I'll choose material type FUT. Here you have different materials. One is finished product, which you sell to your customers. Another one is, there are different material types, but don't worry about them. This is all MM work. MM consultant will take care of this in your project. But for you, what you know is how to create the material, because you need to practice your EWM. Choose the material type FUT, which is for finished product. And there are some other material types like ROH, which is raw materials. What is the difference between raw materials and finished product? Raw materials is nothing but you procure from vendors. Finished product is nothing but you sell to your customers. Standard SAP has given like this easy bifurcation, but there is no rule. Raw materials only to be procured, not to sold, and finished products only to be sold, not to procured. It can happen with the same material. They can buy and they can sell also same material, and the same material will be produced internally also when you get into the real time. But for your easy understanding, let us keep it in this way. Raw materials to procure, finished product to sell, and to produce internally also, manufacture internally also. For now, let us go with ROH. Before creating metal master with metal type ROH, let me check one thing quickly.
Shina,
Yeah, Jahir.
so you can just complete, okay, within 5-10 minutes, actually.
Yep.
As they are going for other works.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But I thought this is for 3 hours today, but it's okay. I'll complete in next 5
Yeah.
minutes. I don't take much time.
Yeah, today will take only 2 hours.
Fine.
And Rahul
Jahir.
and Shivam, are you comfortable for 3 hours?
I think okay.
Tomorrow onwards.
Actually it is the 3 hours is not issue, but issue is that it is the midnight and we have work in the morning usually. So I'll wake up actually at 4. So I wake up at the 4 and I'm working it. It's 12 now.
That's okay. In that case, what I do is instead of avoiding spending time in tomorrow's class about all these MM and SD work, before tomorrow's class, I will make everything ready so that tomorrow we can start directly EWM. That's okay,
Satya,
right?
you can just do whatever you're in front of them, so they can understand. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Even but even the less content, but it should be effective. I think that's what the way that explanation, that's very good. So we show how it works.
Okay.
We can start even early little because here is we are free at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock after nothing. So, but it's early over there, so that is the little.
No, yeah, if it's possible, Satya at 7 o'clock, so you can start at 7. So 7:30 is good, right?
For me, it's okay even at 6 also, if you all are okay.
Mm-hmm. No
Yeah,
problem.
then
Okay, what we'll do? Okay, from tomorrow, we'll take 2.5 hours. Okay. Then later
Okay.
on you can go for 3 hours.
Okay.
Because they don't have a habits for 3 hours, right? Anyway.
That's fine. That's fine. But Rahul and Shivam, just let me know if you still would like to see this MM and SD concept so that I will configure it in front of you tomorrow also. And then later let's move on EWM. Or if you don't want all this, then I will make it offline. And by tomorrow, we will be able to start EWM. It is up to you.
It is good if you can make tomorrow in front of us. So that is even it is the part of we can see it and part of the recording, right? So that's good if
Shivam, are you also okay with that?
Yes, I'm okay with that.
Okay, then let's do that.
It would.
Let's do that.
we can start earlier if it is as you said, if
Yeah.
the Saturday is also available. Like it is in the morning time and weekend, so we don't know how it works there, but we can start earlier because we are the free in the early time. That's fine for
Yeah,
us.
maybe Jahir will inform you also later, but I'm okay at 6:30 also if you are flexible to the.
Okay.
Okay, then
Hello.
thank you.
But
Thanks
tomorrow,
both.
hello. Yeah, Rahul,
Yeah,
but
Jahir.
tomorrow, please keep it 7:30. Okay, for next weekend, we'll start at 6 o'clock or 6:30, something, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
Because I have to show you how to record and download and all this thing, okay, from your
Okay.
end. So I'm not going to join. I can share with you guys the credential, so you can start and join. Okay.
Okay. So tomorrow will be the same time as today.
Yeah. So for tomorrow, it will be the same time, 7:30.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. Then
So
let's
for
connect
today, we
again
can close it,
tomorrow.
right?
Yeah, we can close. So just remember, we completed the org structure of MM in today's class, and how that looks like. If you'd like to see, let me just quickly show you that also. Go to the transaction EC01. I mean, whatever you set up as of now, to look at the org structure that you defined in the system. Transaction code is EC01. Come here, hit enter, click on the structure. Then navigation, hit enter. Here, find your company code. Either you can find it just by dragging up and down or clicking on find button. So I'm just sliding down. I found my company code here. Double click on it. See, this is my company structure. This is my company, which is assigned to the company code Harman1, which is Harman Technologies. Under that company code, I have controlling area 8000. This is our company code, which I told you previously. I will check offline, but I found it here. So, and to the same company code, I have the credit control area 1000. These two, if you observe, we didn't do anything. We didn't create them. We didn't assign them. But as we copied this company code Harman1 from the standard existing company code, this assignment came by default. And in tomorrow's session, let's remove this assignment and make it our own. And this is our plant we created and assigned to company code HR1, and our purchase organization created and assigned to company code. Again, if you see here, this tree button, it still shows plus, means under plant, there is still some more components, some more arg values. Click on it. See. So we have these locations which are unnecessary for us. I need to remove it. Let us delete them tomorrow to keep our assignment or our company tree simple.
क्या होने था चाय ऑर्डर मंगाई और सो गई
Storage locations, we have these three, which we created. Harman1 AFS, inventory, ROD. So if you'd like to, whenever, after having your org structure created, if you'd like to see your org structure, come here into EC01 transaction, follow the steps I told you, find your org structure there. Simple steps, EC01, hit enter, structure, navigation. On this pop-up, just hit enter. Then find your company code either through find button or just sliding up and down. Here is my company code and double click on it. This is the tree or structure of your company code. Very simple to look at your org structure. Anyhow, Jahir is going to give you these recordings also, and you will have everything with you. But don't take it easy as you have the recordings. EWM, I mean, this would be easier. Currently, we are at still basic MM and SD, which looks like easy. Of course, for now, you get confused because we still didn't execute any scenario. If you execute scenario, this will be just nothing for you. All this, you will become very flexible with this. But what is more focusing point for you is EWM. When we start EWM, you need to practice, try to practice everything immediately after the class so that you will keep everything in your mind. If you practice it well, EWM would be very easier. If you don't practice it and you keep all the classes as backlogs to practice later, then you feel a bit different because you need to understand EWM is just nothing. It's a one room module. Like EWM is warehouse is just a one single building, right? You don't need to really interact with customers. You don't need to really interact with vendors. It is not like end-to-end flow. Warehouse is single building, and that building you are just designing in the system. In which floor, how many racks you have, in each rack, how many bins you have, in each bin, what kind of product you will store. And when it comes to the picking to send to customers, how you need to pick it. All this you are defining in the single building, just a single building. Just underestimate the warehouse in this way. Then at the time of execution, you would understand it easily. But don't be afraid. People are normally doing that mistake. It's just a single building module. It's not like a vendor management or customer management or finance management. And you don't have any finance dependencies at all in EWM. You don't deal with any prices. You don't deal with any sales values or purchase values or finance reporting. You are a free guy from finance. You are a free guy from finance auditing, basically. In finance, SD and MM, I see folks who are struggling with understanding the pricing structure, customer values, and vendor values. But EWM doesn't care about all them. So just try to underestimate EWM in this way, then it would be easy for you to understand. It's just a high level, but don't underestimate. When I say underestimate means don't keep the backlogs to practice. Practice, keep yourself practiced every day or every week. Anyhow, it is twice a week, right? And you have 5 days a week to practice. And whenever you have any questions, you can easily approach to Jahir and we can discuss on your doubts and questions.
Okay.
Yeah, we can close the call for today.
We can close, and tomorrow you can just check if there are any questions. Okay, because today I think that they are looking for to close.
Yeah. Let's close it.
Yeah.
Thank you then. Let's meet tomorrow at same time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Satya.
Thank you.